You've heard of CS2, you've heard of Dota 2, you've heard of Overwatch 2, you've heard of Team Fortress 2. Wait, why do they all end with 2? Anyways, there's more. Trackmania, War Thunder, Doki Doki, and our good old money laundering machine. They all have something familiar. They're free games. You don't have to pay for these games in order to play them. And a majority of gamers who cannot buy games due to underage, poverty, or in situations like me where buying games is seen as a crime, free games are a great video game entertainment source if they're uncomfortable with sailing the seas. However, the problem with Steam's free games, you don't see much of them. You'll mostly see games that are paid, and the ones that are free, you've heard about them millions of times. And as a result, you don't get to see the amazing free games that are on this platform. But you know what? No fear when I'm here. I dig stuff like this a lot of the time, while making sure they're not pay to win or always online. No, none of that BS. Until now, I've gathered a bunch of them. And I think today is the day I show them all to you, so that you can enjoy them. Whether you can't pay for paid games, or just wanting some free entertainment. Let's go. But by the way, make sure to sub. This is not looking good. Ow. It hurt me. Alright, first starting off with .45, a strategic card game that's open source and features well-made card gameplay elements. You play as a guy in the Wild West, fighting various foes and venturing for the cursed treasures and bullets. Or at least that's what I think. This game doesn't have a really clear story, but considering for a game that's still under development, I think it's fine. As for the gameplay, you collect various types of bullets that have their own abilities, such as poison bullets, zombie bullets, silver bullets, invisible bullets. When fighting, you have to strategically put bullets in your revolver and fight your foes. Shoot when you think it's best, holster when it's a better decision, parry opponents' bullets to protect yourself, and advance through the harsh wastelands and jungles. From my experience of this game, it's pretty damn good, and they get content upcoming with this game, so keep your heads up. Next up, Test. It's a small little puzzle game that takes advantage of alternate reality elements, repetition but in a good way, and tricky puzzles. That's pretty tricky if you don't have a base converter and have no knowledge on some cipher stuff. Don't get scared by that though. I had to follow a guide before I was near the end. It would have been appreciated if the game had more tiny and subtle hints, as otherwise I would have stayed stuck on this game even after playing for like 20 hours. But hey, I don't mind it, since it somewhat taught me about encryption, decryption, ciphers and stuff. And besides it's free, so it qualifies. Just have a web browser nearby. You also have Helltaker to try it out. Another mention would be Paper Lily Chapter 1 and Project Cat, which is the prologue to the Paper Lily franchise. Both games are similar, they're 2D, adorable, puzzle-based, but they're also psychological horror games. And you've watched this video, you know I'm a goddamn coward when it comes to horror games. Speaking of horror games, you can also try out games like Deceit or Psychopomp. Both are horror, both have positive reviews, both are free. I tried Psychopomp, but oh my god, the FPS was terrible on my PC for some reason. Maybe because I use Steam Proton on Linux? Could be. My PC is dog water anyways, but yours is obviously different and much better, hopefully. So try them out. Outcore Desktop Adventure. This game nuked my mind when I heard about it. Why? This game takes place on your desktop. Your very own desktop. I am not joking. How is this game free? I swear to god, Dr. Shinobi is my favorite person in the world other than Chip. Okay, back to the topic. Outcore Desktop Adventure is a game that follows the story of a girl named Lumi who somehow ends up in your desktop and you go on an adventure to get her lost memories back. In some parts you play as yourself, mainly on a desktop, and in some parts you play as Lumi, mainly when collecting a piece of her memories. For a game that's made by one person and is free, it's just a goddamn nuclear bomb that shows the greed and incompetency of the huge gaming companies that are getting out what it seems to be their toilet. So yeah, check this game out, you won't regret it, I promise. Just remember, if you stream this game, make sure your desktop, documents folder, music videos, downloads folder have nothing sensitive in them. Because, you know, this game might end up exposing your imaginary access number. Similar to this game, you have V-Pet Simulator. It's more like a Shimeji game. Shimeji means virtual pet thingy that roam around your desktop. Why is it calling me master? Now, if you think I'm a weeb, I'm not. I only watch like 6-7 animes in my life, and I generally don't watch TV shows of any kind, including anime, so stop accusing me of being a weeb. So if you want to melt your brain with cuteness overload or painful regret, try it out. I find it funny that so many people are calling it a Chinese malware, considering it's actually Taiwanese and open source. Coming up, Rabbit Hole. It's a simple 2D roguelike game that's open source and is real difficult. Seriously, this game is really damn hard. You play as one of 6 playable characters, eliminate foes in your way in each room, defeat bosses, and get flirted by this woman. Period. Gameplay is pretty simple, though a bit floaty, sometimes quirky, and it can get weird. But apart from that, it's a pretty decent game if you're into challenging stuff. Similarly, you have Sheepy, Hymno, and Gun Devil. That game's got some stuff, beware. FPS games, I suck at them. Just like how I give 4 FPS games, I got 2 games for you. Action and AWOL. Action is a multiplayer FPS game, kind of inspired by Quake. And AWOL is a half 2D, half 3D FPS shooter. Yeah, kinda Doom based. 2 more honorable mentions would be 3D Aim Trainer, yeah, I know that might sound boring, and Bubdy. Okay, what about RPGs? Well, I don't have much for now, just 2 games. But the names will make you interested in them. You've probably played Skyrim, 5th game of the Elder Scrolls franchise. But where's the first and second part? Right in Steam and they're free. I haven't played them because I want to do a playthrough on those games later, but they're free, so check them out. I'll be expect some inconveniences. These games are from late 80s to early 90s. Racing games, I wish Midnight Club series was on Steam, but anyways, for free racing games I got Interstate Drifter 1999. It's a simple 2D retro style racer where you drift to take turns and travel from place to place, finishing your journey with a duel against other racers. It's a pretty small game, will take just 2-3 hours to beat, but will take you a considerable amount of time if you try to 100% it. This game's also got a paid DLC, so if you have a little cash in your wallet, you can enjoy more out of this game. Another game would be Copa Petrobras de Marcas. That's how I pronounce it. It's a simcade/sim racing game that's pretty detailed, has great physics and handling model, graphics, and of course, is free. If you like sim racers, try this out. The main downsides are this game has only very limited content. Only 3 cars with some variations, 5-6 tracks, and no career system. Kind of disappointing, but hey, it's a free game, remember that. You're not spending any money on it. Some honorable mentions. GI Racing 2.0. Wow, that game's got some mixed reviews for some reason. Vector and Classic Racers. We're really racking up games here. We're not done yet. Played Pineapple on Pizza? Yeah, that might sound disgusting, but it's a pretty short but goofy indie game that you can play for free. Not gonna say anything else about it, just play it yourself. OpenTTD. This game's about transportation works and tech improvements, business management, and is really old school looking. It's also open source, so you can also do whatever you want with it. Powder Toy. CS2D. Never played it, but you can try it out. It's just Counter-Strike, but 2D. Now let's take a tour of games that one of them are on Steam but paid, but it's free on itch.io. The great mention would be Mindustry. If you haven't watched my video on Mindustry, I'll just explain it shortly. It's a sandbox RTS tower defense factory management game that takes elements from Factorio, StarCraft, and some other games and loads it into a 200 MB package. May sound small, but what if I tell you the main campaign itself can take around 100 or more hours to beat if you try to conquer whole planets? There's 2 campaigns. You can finish them in like 5-10 hours if you're one hell of a smartass and you focus on the main campaign, or you're a speedrunner. But obviously, you'll take more time because this game doesn't back down when it comes to getting complex and difficult. I won't spoil anymore. Just know that this game's open source and has a built-in mod support, multiplayer, map maker, and more. Just watch my video on it. Next mention would be Rigs of Rods. Wanted to play Beam.NG but you're broke? No worries. Similar to my industry, this game is a sandbox driving game, which is actually older than Beam.NG Drive. This game has decently accurate soft body physics, mods, cars, trucks, boats, airplanes, custom maps, and many more. It has great potential, but seems like many people just don't want to care about it for some reason, or at least that's what I see. So please show it some love, just like how Chip shows me love. Super Smash Flash 2 would be a nice mention, a fan-made Smash Bros game. You need a Nintendo Switch to play Smash Bros Ultimate. But no worries, Smash Flash 2 gives you the opportunity to experience Smash Bros on PC. Have fun. What the hell, did someone just ping me? And I think I ran out of games. But that doesn't mean there's no more free games on Steam. Just try to find them. You can also search other platforms like itch.io too. And if some of you have more games to recommend, comment section exists. Share them there. Just don't share the links, they'll get deleted anyways. So I'm ending it here. Make sure to ignore sponsor block and like, subscribe. Stay well, do your homework, take care of your family. Love you all. Free games are a great video game internet. Now let's take a tour of games that are on Steam. Now let's take a tour of games that are not Steam or oh my god. Similar to my industry, this game is a sandbox driving game which is actually older than Steam. What? It's just a goddamn nuclear bomb that shows the greed and incompetence. It's just a goddamn nuclear bomb that shows the greed and incompetent. What the hell? It's just a